tons of Marvel movies out there. Some are absolutely legendary, some are okay, and some are just straight up terrible. So here are the 7 levels of Marvel movies. Level 1 is a place where you're gonna ask yourself, why did they even make this movie? And I mean, just take a look at Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. This is a movie you generally struggle to sit for even once. Scott goes from a hero who saved the universe to a hero who saved the universe again. There's literally no character development. Even worse, it is a regression when you compare Avengers to this. The Kang whose build-up isn't just worse than probably anyone in the MCU. We got probably the cheapest story you can imagine. He was once exiled by the other Kangs and landed in the quantum realm where he was later trapped. After getting mad at the world, he decided to build an entire army to destroy everything and everyone, starting with the Kangs that exiled him. What a super creative villain. And in addition to poor story and poor characters, I think the entire budget for this movie went on CGI slop. And same goes for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And yes, the movie gets a couple good moments like visiting all these crazy realms which were fun to watch in some moments, but still it was very hard to go through. But now at level 2, it is still a movie that you don't really think about rewatching over and over again, but the first watch through is definitely enjoyable. And a perfect example is Doctor Strange, but the first part. The build up of the character is absolutely beautiful. How Strange goes from arrogant and egoistic multimillionaire Bruce Wayne type of character to an absolute superhero saving millions of people. With amazing character, we are also getting the iconic scenes like the one with opening the third eye. Another great movie that fits the level 2 is Spider-Man Homecoming, and for the first time we're not getting any introduction of Peter Parker. It just instead, hey, I'm Spider-Man, you saw me in Civil War, and that's pretty much it. The movie is definition of family movie, something you can watch at gathering without paying much attention and you're still not missing much of the story because it's extremely simple and it's not bad. The movie has some bangers and obviously Tony Macaroni, and that's why we put this on level 2 today. But coming to the level 3, now we're talking about something special. Iron Man 1 by Jon Favreau must be to this day one of the best Marvel movies ever made. We got absolutely incredible aura moments by Tony Stark, the presentation of the Jericho missiles, or this.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
And Robert Downey Jr. was just perfect in the role of Iron Man and Tony Stark because he isn't playing the character, he is the character. The way of talking, the attitude, everything. Downey Jr. is basically a real life Tony Stark. It all starts with him being a total aura-farming asshole, and we see how quickly it changes. The major impact is probably the heart injury that makes him wear an arc reactor. Later on, the village attack in Afghanistan where terrorists use his own weapons and it really hit different. And at the end of the very movie, that scene truly changed everything in superhero genre.
I am Iron Man.
But level 4 movies are some of the most enjoyable to watch. The plot is easy enough for a 5-year-old to understand, the humor is on point, cinematography is on a very good level, and the perfect example is...
I am Marvel Jesus.
This movie is a definition of cinema for pure enjoyment. We got Deadpool's comeback, but this time with Wolverine. Two completely different worlds, two completely different characters, both hating each other, and at the very end they are teaming up to save lives. What a beautiful love story. But who watches Deadpool to see a classic superhero movie? I mean, what other Marvel movie will give me this type of scene? We got a dance that went absolutely viral. As in all Deadpool movies, we experience every possible method of murder, camera movements that make us feel like we're in the movie, and this is easily the best part of Deadpool's trilogy. But coming at number 5 is a movie that matches all of the Deadpool elements and give us moments of sadness, happiness, comedy, action, and everything you can think of. It's this type of movie you're gonna rewatch a couple of times with a smirk on your face, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, 2, and 3. They're funny, they're emotional, and Peter Quill is just a perfect leader of it all with such a fantastic moments you're gonna watch on repeat. The first part has a very interesting way of introducing our Guardians all together in prison, and it's also a very dynamic way to introduce a team. Drax is being an idiot with negative brain cells, Peter never takes anything seriously, Nebula and Gamora are the perfect siblings hating each other, Rocket is an absolute peak of humor and development, and with these characters come amazing moments like the final battle with Peter dancing to distract Ronan, and later the third part raises the bar even higher with a more emotional story about Rocket, more advanced fight scenes, and at the end the old Guardians team splitting apart on their separate paths, and that still makes me tear up to this day, and I absolutely love this movie. But we can go even higher with level 6, it is where we are basically basically talking about top-class movies, a movie that is the definition of the best superhero production, Avengers Endgame. The team tracks out Thanos only to discover he has destroyed all the Infinity Stones and Thor kills him. This opening brilliantly subverts expectations by jumping 5 years forward to show how failure has broken our heroes. Steve runs support groups, Natasha refuses to give up, Thor falls into a total depression, and Tony Macaroni builds a life with Pepper and daughter Morgan. But when Scott escapes the quantum realm where only 5 hours pass for him, he brings the solution: time travel. Instead of a straightforward battle, they split across the 3 timelines to grab the stones before Thanos. In that moment we realize that Infinity War was just a build-up for this part, and these are so many iconic moments that still gives me goosebumps. This is what makes Endgame special. It's a masterclass in payoff where every character gets their moment and every setup pays off. This is peak MCU, the perfect ending to the Infinity Saga, and honestly, for most people, this is the highest level and this is the best Marvel movie ever made. But wait, because there is one more level and it's an absolute bomb. Level 7 is a movie that is not only better than Avengers Endgame, it not only makes every aspect of superhero films 10 times better, but it's also a precursor of Hollywood revolution in animated movies. Seeing the animated Spider-Man movie announced in 2018 made me think, meh, another Spider-Man animation. But now I regret thinking like that to this day. This movie reshaped the entire animated genre. After Spider-Verse, other productions stopped trying to go for the most realistic animation style and started making an art from every little animation, shadow, line and scene. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse delivers the most stunning visual effects and emotionally resonant experience. The heart of the film revolves around Miles Morales, whose journey from a classical teenager to an extraordinary superhero is just so captivating. The relationship between Miles, Peter, his parents and Gwen is so amazing. The heartbreaking moment at the end of the movie when they all have to go their separate ways, the What's Up Danger scene, but then came the second part, Across the Spider-Verse. The second part of the trilogy is a story about Miles becoming his own version of Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be told what to do. They also improved the animation and technical aspect, which I thought was impossible after the first part. But there is another thing that shocks everyone about this movie. It's not only Miles Morales' story anymore, because even in the first 20 minutes we only see Gwen Stacy, who later plays the main role. Her complicated relationship with her dad ended up being so pure by the end of the movie. This proves that animation isn't just for kids, it's art, it's cinema as its highest form, and if Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is again better than the previous part, it will be the best trilogy of all time.